In this video, I wanted to share a pretty cool real-time tool, and I don't know who created it, but it's pretty cool because what it allows you to do is see the order book of something particular in crypto and be able to filter that order book based on the amount of volume, the size of the volume, right? So this is, and I'll show you why this is really important, or why you could use this, or how you could use this. Is basically we're looking right now, and it's for, I believe it's for Bitfinex, right? And I'm looking at the Bitcoin XBT Bitfinex, right? And you'll see this is just an order book. I mean, it's a typical order book. Everything's going through here. What's nice about this is you can filter it by a minimum order threshold. So we're going to put 30,000 here, right? So decent threshold. Bitcoin's at, right, well, it's at 6,700 now. And maybe when you're watching this video, it's at 1,000 or it's at 50,000, whatever it is. Right now, 30,000 is a decent, significant order for Bitcoin. And you see what's happening now is I'm only seeing the orders for, the orders for above 30,000. So what this is great for is that I can gauge. Of course, a lot of individual sellers or buyers can move the market below that threshold, right? But typically there needs to be support from these larger buyers. And when things are dipping massively and they're going through a correction, you're looking for when the smart money actually steps in and actually stuffs the market. And one of the ways to do that is by watching something like this, where you're looking at large orders. You're looking at larger orders. And you're not going to see a million. You're going to see them basically structure their buys. But you can get a general feel of what's happening right now based on, you'll see here, there's kind of a battle between this price right now because there's a couple larger orders stepping up, right? 102,000, but it doesn't look like, it looks very balanced right here, right? So we're seeing very balanced, although there's a large order here for 546, another one for 87, right? So 142. So we're going down. There's no support at this level. You'll see that it's starting to you'll see that there's starting to be larger orders on the sell side. Now, of course, this is represented in the chart. Of course, the difference here and the power of this is that what it's really doing is it's giving you the ability to filter on the true higher support levels of the market, right? So look at this. We can just watch this and we can just get a general feel that the support on the higher dollar figures, right, is well, not well above, but pretty much above what the actual buyers are. We can just tell this just by seeing this, right? Just by watching. There's another 200K, 34, 30, 40. So I don't know what the ratio is here that we've seen here, but there's only one buyer to the last, 7 or 8 sellers. And of course, you can see this by the order book. You can see this in the actual in the chart. But seeing these numbers and seeing how these larger orders play out really will give you a better feel for the support. And it's another kind of tool to use, especially if you're doing scalping on Bitcoin or something, or you're looking to see where is the support. Right now, you can tell this by looking at the chart, of course. But I find this really actually very helpful in finding where the larger capital is being placed within the market at any given time. So I thought I'd share how to use it. You can, of course, increase the time frame. So let's say that you're like, look, I only want someone that's really spending 100,000. That's all I want to see, right? Of course, it's going to be slower, right? But this, maybe you want to see trends that are of a larger. You want to see support or sells at a larger, higher threshold, right? So obviously there was a buy there at 303. And there's another buy at 107. Keep in mind, at this higher range, you're missing a lot, right? So we don't know. There could be 3 or 4 orders that easily knock out this 107, right? Just easily. So you want to think about the threshold. It depends what level you're playing at as well. So let's go back to the chart and let's just look at it one more time. So I anticipate we're going to hit resistance here at 6. Well, we just broke it. So we're going to you know, right around this level, we're going to start seeing a fight. So let's see if we see that play out in this live tracker. Let's just do 30,000. There's a 549. So see that? There's a large, so there's obviously sell side. Oh, that's is that a million? Yeah. That's got to be a million. 1.273. I think that's a million. So what I anticipate, you know, these are, once again, this isn't an artificial buy wall. These are actual orders that I went through. So I anticipate we're going to see a price increase here. I anticipate we're going to see a rise here. I mean, it did dip a little bit, but I anticipate we're going to start seeing a price rise from this position here. Because as you can see, the buyers are starting to step up. And see 673, it went down a little bit, went down a little bit. So obviously we're missing some sell action in there, right? But you'll see it's starting to dip up. 66689, 6699. See how you can kind of watch this and you can kind of gauge the higher capital figures of what's happening. So, you know, 6705. See how we're not seeing any high capital sell offers yet, right? So from this large order that we saw here, we can kind of gauge the sentiment of the larger capital buyers, right? And we can kind of watch it and we can kind of say, well, you know, when I saw that, I was thinking, well, okay, that's a pretty significant order comparatively. And then there's another one to follow, and then there's only buyers, right? So, you know, there's the trends continue. Now there's a couple sellers fighting back. So now see the sellers are going to fight back. So you're going to expect probably a battle right around here. Now, of course, I'm not just looking at this, right? I'm looking at the chart, right? I'm watching the chart. I'm watching other stuff. So you can get that playing out in the chart. What you can't get so much is the actual, the larger capital that's being put into play here. So we're about even, which is basically what the chart is saying. So what you're really looking for is a kind of a trend of, you can just get a feeling for if you just start seeing, I mean, we're starting to see that, you know, buyers are stepping up. Now, if we see our sellers are stepping in. Now, if we see another larger order come through, right? And more support at this level, and then more buyers step up, you're going to expect it to go up. So we're back down to that price. So really, you know, this is more helpful where price action is happening a lot faster and it's on a dip. It's also helpful on a rise. So when you're just trading sideways like we are here, it's not as helpful because you're trading sideways. You're trading within a range. Let me be clear here. We're on a 1 minute chart, so it's pointless anyways. You don't want to be in a 1 minute chart. But 5 minute here, you know, we're trading within this range here, right? That's where we're kind of trading at right now. Now it looks like the sellers are starting to take a little bit of control here. And let's go back to the 1 hour chart. So, you know, this is where this type of tool becomes really handy, because you're looking at this and you're saying, okay, well, I know today the resistance level has been right around here, 6,500, right? And we're about to maybe test, you know, this where the buyers did react, but we're about to test this again, right around 65.40 or so, right? So where this becomes really helpful is if it does start scaling down really fast, you're going to want to watch this and see what happens as we get close to that price. Does large money, does large capital come into play to support that? If it doesn't, you're relying on a bunch of small capital, a bunch of small buyers to support that, and that's never really smart. You really want to see what is large capital doing. What is and smart money, what is large capital doing? That's really what you want to see. That's really what you want to know, because you want to go with the large capital. Especially if you're large capital yourself, you already know this. So I'm really talking to people that are, you know, not large capital. As you can see right now, we're trending down. I can just get a general feel we're trending down. Of course, I keep saying this. You can see that in the chart. That's a given, right? Just an additional tool. But it's a pretty powerful tool because you're watching the real time based on filtering. So I can't say any more. Probably already said too much. Definitely subscribe. You can join the Discord group as well. You can follow me on Twitter as well. Look forward to you in the next video.